What's going on, guys? It's K-Dog's Kennel coming at you on a Thursday night with my NFL picks for Week 5. I wanted to get this up. By the time this video will be uploaded, it'll probably be sometime Friday morning. So I'm going to just jump right into this. I have actually a lot to do on the channel tonight, so I'm going to get through these as quick as I can. Last week, I had our best week of the season. We went 12-4 last week, bringing our season to date up to 40-24. Not too bad. I'll take it. So I'm going to run through this full slate of games. Starting with tonight's game, we have the 3-1 LA Rams taking on the 2-2 Seattle Seahawks. The Rams lost last week to Arizona, and kind of a shocker. But when it comes down to this game, it's hard to go against Seattle at home, but just the way the Seahawks defense has played, the Seahawks defense has been very suspect. It's been very inane. It has been non-existent. And I think the Rams, coming off that loss last week, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be ready to go. I like the Rams I don't want to say a short. They played Sunday, but I do like the Rams on the road. And like I said, I don't usually go against Seattle too much in Seattle. But like I said, I don't see enough of the defense to get, especially against a high-powered team like the Rams. I mean, the Rams are clicking on offense. They just ran into a buzzsaw last week with Arizona. Thursday night, Rams over the Seahawks. Going into Sunday's games, we have a morning game, at least where I live. It's going to be in the morning because it's going to be overseas in London as the 1-3 New York Jets take on the 1-3 Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are going to be without their top two receivers, Calvin Ridley, not traveling with the team due to personal reasons. Russell Gage out with, I believe, an ankle injury. I like the Jets. It's hard to believe I'm going to take the Jets in this, but the Falcons are going to kind of be having a makeshift lineup. I mean, Matt Ryan's obviously going to be the quarterback. Again, without two of his top receivers, I think it's going to play a role in that. I like the Jets. I think they had a very impressive win last week over Tennessee. And I think they build on that. I really, really do. I like the Jets in this game. Could get upset. I don't know. The 0-4 Detroit Lions taking on the 1-3 Minnesota Vikings in an NFC North battle. There are two teams that are 0-4. I think one of them is going to get off the snide. Maybe neither one of them. I don't know. I'll be honest. I've got the Vikings winning mainly because they're at home. Dalvin Cook expected to be back in this game as well. The Lions are not playing very well, and I just think the Vikings overall are the better football team on both sides of the football. And again, they're at Minnesota. Home crowd going to be a factor. I'm just not sold on Detroit. I mean, like I said, I picked Detroit last week, and they stunk up the joint against Chicago. So, like I said, I could be completely wrong. I mean, maybe the Lions will come out with a chip on their shoulder, ready to go. But I'm taking Minnesota over the Lions. Next up, we have the 2-2 New Orleans Saints taking on the 2-2 Washington Football Team. The Saints have kind of been a hit or miss. The Saints have been up here, then they've gone down here. Then they've been up here, they've been down here. Against Washington, I don't see, on paper, mind you, I don't see Washington matching up well against New Orleans. I could be completely off my rocker on that, but I'm taking the Saints over the the Washington Football Team. Used to be the Redskins before people got offended. But I don't know. Since the beginning of time for me, they've been known as the Washington Redskins. It's just, to me, it's just that they had to change their name. But anyway, taking the Saints over Washington. Next up, we have the 1-3 New England Patriots at the 1-3 Houston Texans. Patriots nearly knocking off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tom Brady's return to Foxborough last week. Errant 56-yard field goal didn't come to pass. The Texans are a mess. I don't see enough on the Texans football team, offensively, defensively, to do anything. I've got the Patriots, and I've got the Patriots big. Mac Jones settling in quite nicely with New England. I think that the Patriots kind of get off the snide, if you will. I mean, yeah, they they won. I don't remember who the hell they beat now. That's going to bug me now. I don't remember who the hell they beat right offhand. I've got my other papers sitting over here off to the side. But I like the Patriots. I like Mac Jones and company to knock off Houston. Next up, the 1-3 Miami Dolphins take on the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just talked about how New England nearly. Let's see another message. I got a Discord message from Insane. I just talked about how New England nearly beat Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, guys, essentially should be 1-3. If it weren't for the Cowboys, Greg Zuerlein missing an extra point and a couple field goals, Dallas would have beat Tampa Bay in the opening week. Had Nick Folk hit the field goal at the end of regulation, Buccaneers would have lost that game as well. Essentially, they could be 0-3. Not taking anything away from Tampa Bay. Again, the reigning champions. They're the champions for a reason. They're resilient, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I've got Tampa Bay going over. I don't see Miami doing anything to stop Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense is quite suspect, but again, I don't feel that Miami can handle. Just responding to a message on Discord really quick here. But yeah, I don't see Miami doing anything. So yeah, we're going to take New England taking Tampa Bay over Miami. Next up should be a good game. I'm actually looking forward to this one, oddly enough. The 3-1 Green Bay Packers taking on the 3-1 Cincinnati Bengals. The Packers, I think a lot of people anticipated Green Bay to be in this situation. 3-1, 4-0, somewhere around there. I don't think a lot of people expected Cincinnati to be in this role, if you will, a 3-1 football team. But they are. I think this is going to be a close game. Jair Alexander from Green Bay out. Might be out several weeks. But I think I do think that Green Bay is going to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be probably anywhere from a 3 to a 6-point win. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be convincing. Green Bay's defense still really, really suspect. I'm not sold on Green Bay's defense. Yes, I'm a Packers fan, but I've said from week one, just because I'm a Packers fan doesn't mean I'm going to go with them every single week. But on paper, I think they're the better football team. Nothing against Cincinnati. I just don't think Cincinnati is a 3-1 team. I think Cincinnati's going to come down to earth. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. The defense of Green Bay is really going to struggle with Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. I think it's not going to be well. So yeah, I've got Green Bay winning that one. Next up, the 3-1 Denver Broncos taking on the 1-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have looked like shit all year. I'm not going to sit here and say that they haven't. I just feel that Pittsburgh is better than 1-3. Their defense hasn't quite played that part. But I do, oddly enough, despite on paper, record-wise, Pittsburgh is the better, Denver record-wise is the better team. I'm going with the Steelers in this one. The fact that they're at home, I think, gives them an advantage. I'm not sure if Teddy Bridgewater is going to play in this game. I believe he got concussed in the last game. Not sure if he's going to play in this game. I couldn't even, Drew Lock. Yeah. I had to think of the backup, but I don't know. I just got a funny feeling. Pittsburgh, taking Pittsburgh, maybe an upset, maybe not. But I am going to take Pittsburgh at home against the Broncos. Next up, another interesting game. The 1-3 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 3-1 Carolina Panthers. Carolina is going to be without Christian McCaffrey. I think they're saying he's a game time decision, but based on the injury, I don't see Christian McCaffrey playing. I think that's going to be a factor. And I initially had Carolina but I'm not. This is kind of one of those, if Christian McCaffrey plays, I think Carolina could win. But I'm leaning toward McCaffrey not playing. I'm actually going to take the Eagles in this game. I'm going to take the Eagles in an upset. I'm not sold on Sam Darnold. He's a lot better than he was as a Jet, but yeah, I don't think that. So yeah, okay. But yeah, I do not feel that the Eagles are as bad as they look. I could be completely wrong. So we'll see how that plays out. There we go. All right, next up, we have the 2-2 Tennessee Titans taking on the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars in an AFC South showdown. Not going to be a showdown. Jacksonville should not be 0-4. In my heart, I want to take Jacksonville in this game just because I kind of feel this is a trap game. I just can't. I've got the Titans going over in this game. It breaks my heart because Trevor Lawrence is such a great quarterback. The man in his throughout his early career, his high school, college career, he lost 4 games, and I believe it was like 48, 49 games. Kid's 0-4 as a starter. And that's not so much against him. It is, but it's not. Trevor hasn't really done well protecting the ball or anything like that. But the Jaguars are a shit team. They're kind of coming into fire, per se. Urban Meyer got into some hot water, apparently, at his restaurant. He was seen, a girl was seen grinding up against him, or he was, sitting on, I don't know. I didn't get the whole story, but I think that, I just don't. I want to pick Jacksonville. I just, in my heart of hearts, I can't. So I'm here on record. I'm taking the Titans over the Jaguars. I think Jacksonville has a better shot of getting a win than Detroit, but I think both of them are going to fall at 0-5. So yeah, I just don't see. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to a much more interesting game, in my opinion. 3-1 Cleveland Browns taking on the 3-1 LA Chargers. This is going to be an interesting game. I've got the Chargers winning this game. The Chargers are at home. I love the Browns. I want to take the Browns. If this was in Cleveland, I might lean toward the Browns, but because it's in LA, I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers because I think both defenses have played lights out. But in the battle of quarterbacks, per se, I'm taking Justin Herbert over Baker Mayfield. That's just the way I see it. I think he is a better quarterback. I think that he has more weapons with Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. What the hell is the tight end? Not that Baker doesn't have weapons. He's got Odell Beckham, who I do believe is out still. Obviously, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Overall, this is going to be a fantastic game. I don't have it going as far as the margin of victory. Not more than maybe 3 to 5 points. Again, much like Green Bay and Cincinnati, I don't think it's going to be a close game, but I do like the Chargers at home. I can't deny that. Next up, we have the 2-2 Chicago Bears taking on the 3-1 Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders suffered their first defeat at the hands of the Chargers on Monday night, this past Monday. Justin Fields is now the starter in Chicago. Matt Nagy went on record to say that going forward, Justin Fields is the starter, and I think that's the direction the Bears should have taken since day one. But it took them 4 weeks to finally get it right, per se. Yeah, Justin looked like absolute shit against Cleveland, but that's not so much a credit to or to say that Justin Fields is a bad quarterback. It's just the Browns defense on that day was better. But Justin Fields also, he didn't look that great, but not that bad in the win against Detroit. I think they're going to have a harder time against the Raiders. I've got Las Vegas winning this game. One of those. It's in Las Vegas. That crowd's going to be rabid. They're going to be hot. And they're a physical football team. The Raiders are, and I think the Bears are going to struggle with that a little bit. But then again, I could be surprised. It's happened a couple times this year, but in any event, moving on, 2-2. San Francisco 49ers taking on the only undefeated team in the NFL, that being the Arizona Cardinals. Should be an interesting. Trey Lance getting his first NFL start. Jimmy Garoppolo out with a calf injury. The Cardinals, man, I can't say enough about them. They're an explosive football team. They look good. Cliff Kingsbury's got them, running like a well-oiled machine. This could be, again, Trey Lance making his first start could be a trap game for the Cardinals. But at the end of the day, the Cardinals have the top offense in the league right now, and I'm going to roll with that. I'm taking the Cardinals over the 49ers in this game. So, yeah, I just think the 49ers are bad. George Kittle, I do believe, is I've heard he's now doubtful. So that's going to weigh it's going to weigh into that as well. George Kittle's actually on my fantasy team. He hasn't really done shit, but in any event, I like the Cardinals. I'm starting to kind of ramble this. I'm trying to wrap this up just so that way I can get into my doing more Final Fantasy X walkthrough on the channel tonight as well. So next up, the 1-3 New York Football Giants taking on the 3-1 Dallas Cowboys in an NFC East showdown. So in this game, I am taking the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants knocked off the Saints last week. That was shocking. It just kind of surprised me a little bit. Dallas is kind of cooking or whatnot. Dallas on paper and on the field, better football team. I've got the Cowboys winning this game. Sunday night football, going to be a fucking great game. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm actually going to be glued to the TV for this game. The 3-1 Buffalo Bills taking on the 2-2 Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be just a fantastic football game, high-scoring game. Would not be surprised if these guys dropped like 70, 80 points combined, not, a piece, obviously. But I've got the Chiefs winning this game at Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes, kind of been, he's been good. The team's been good. They just had a couple rough breaks. They lost to the Ravens by 1 point. But the Chiefs are in the bottom of the AFC West. That's so shocking to me. But it's just one of those things where the Chiefs aren't going to stay at the bottom for long. Denver is not a better football team. The Chargers, though, knocked off the Chiefs, and I think it's going to come down between Kansas City and San Diego, or I'm sorry, Los Angeles, for who's going to win that division. I really do. But I got the Chiefs winning on Sunday Night Football. Monday night matchup, we got the 1-3 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 3-1 Baltimore Ravens. I've got the Ravens winning this game all freaking day. I don't like the Colts' chances. I really don't. The Colts are so banged up right now, and the Ravens, I feel, are going to put a hurt on them. I don't know how bad, but I like the Ravens at home. Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to have a heyday. Yeah, like I said, the Colts are so banged up right now, it's just not even funny. But so there we go, guys. There are my picks for Week 5. Let's do a quick recap. I have the LA Rams beating the Seattle Seahawks, the New York Jets over the Falcons, the Vikings over the Lions, the Saints over Washington, the Patriots over the Texans, the Buccaneers over the Dolphins, the Packers over the Bengals, the Steelers over the Broncos, the Eagles over the Panthers, the Titans over the Jaguars, the Chargers over the Browns, the Raiders over the Bears, the Cardinals over the 49ers, the Cowboys over the Giants, the Chiefs over the Bills, and the Ravens over the Colts. There we have it, guys. Week 5. We will be back up here. I'm going to try very hard. I may not get a chance to get back up here until next Thursday with my work schedule. So we'll obviously be previewing week 6 and then recapping how we did this week. So let me know in the comments, my friends, what you guys think. Your thoughts on these games. We have some great games on tap this week. I'm actually off on Sunday. And you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be glued to the TV. I'll be watching the Packers game because they play at noon. So, but anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I appreciate the time. Hopefully you guys appreciate the effort I put into all this stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.